Joining us now is Wisconsin Secretary of State Sarah Godlewski, who was appointed to her position by Democratic Governor Tony Evers. So, Secretary Godlewski, thanks again for joining us. You've traveled across the state in support of Judge Crawford. What are you hearing from voters? Again, this is a state that went for Trump just a few months ago.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much for having me today. This election to voters is not just some sort of political game show like it is to Elon Musk, who, as you were showing your viewers earlier, are giving $1 million checks to voters as a way to try to bribe them to get involved. And so while Elon Musk thinks this is all fun and games, it's going to be impacting Wisconsinites' lives. I was talking to a group of voters in Western Wisconsin, and they were wondering, about the 1849 abortion ban and what is this court going to do? Or I was talking to a family in Northern Wisconsin, and they were wondering, are corporations ever going to be held accountable for the drinking water that they polluted? And so this race has real life consequences. And it's exactly why Wisconsinites are watching. And quite frankly, they don't want their vote to be bought.
So what do you see as the stakes of this race? Because Elon Musk says the fate of Western civilization is in the balance.
Well, the stakes couldn't be any higher because, look, we currently right now have a court that supports our democracy and that supports our rights. We most recently saw how our Wisconsin Supreme Court overturned these egregious gerrymandered legislative maps where politicians were picking voters. And then in 2020, we saw how Wisconsin's Supreme Court stopped Donald Trump from trying to overturn the will of the people here by just one vote. And so Elon Musk understands the stakes. It's why he's put over $20 million, because Brad Schimmel, the conservative candidate, has a record of being bought. Big Pharma actually gave him money when he was attorney general. And then he refused to join the opioid lawsuit. And then he actually tried to gut the Affordable Care Act that millions or thousands of Wisconsinites rely on. And so he's just a pay-to-play politician. And it's exactly why we need Susan Crawford, who is a judge that understands the law belongs to the people, not the most powerful.
Let's talk more about Musk's $1 million giveaway to Wisconsin voters who signed a conservative-leaning petition. It turns out one of the winners is the president of Wisconsin College Republicans. Now, Musk says this raffle just promotes civic engagement by spotlighting so-called judicial activism. What's your view?
No, when you look at what Wisconsinites want and how you get people engaged, it's from the grassroots. It's knocking on doors and talking to voters. When this past Sunday, while Elon Musk was flying on his private jet and giving away these millions of dollars, it was folks like me and other volunteers across the state who were knocking on doors and meeting voters where they are to actually listen and talk to them about the stakes. Because that's how you actually win elections. It's not through being bribed. That's not what Wisconsinites want. Wisconsinites don't want a billionaire telling them who will actually protect the court of law, because they're seeing how Elon Musk is just once again doing this for his bottom line. They understand that there's a lawsuit that he has put forth and that he doesn't care about Wisconsin or our democracy. And this pay to play just further illustrates that.
Wisconsin Secretary of State Sarah Godlewski, thank you. Appreciate you joining us.
Thanks for having me.